What's good, family? It's your boy Old Soul J. This is gonna be a good one, family. That's all I'm gonna say. If you've seen some of my older videos, I spoke on semen retention. I have a little bit of experience in that area. You feel me? Just a little bit. Intentional retention, right? And yes, we want to say intentional retention because I'm trying to specify. I'm trying to get people to understand, that it's a choice. And the whole purpose, I mean, there's a lot of purpose. There's a lot of reasons for it. All of that is going to be revealed in this video, right? I spoke a lot about that. If you want to know more about what I thought about that a few years ago, you can go look on my channel. I'll leave those links in the description and you can learn more about that. But also in the future, I'm going to talk more about it. Of course, I have a different perspective now. It's been years later. But today we're going to watch the video, The Ancient Secrets of Semen Retention. So let's see what they're going to hit on, family. Semen retention. Your semen is your life force energy. Let me just give you a little quick sneak peek. Your semen is your life force energy. It holds spiritual power. It is liquefied, materialized light. It is needed to create a human body that is capable of bringing down a soul. That creative energy can be used to empower many things. It can be used to manifest many things. Let's get into it, family.
Semen retention is a practice that allows a man to channel his sexual energy into other areas of his life, such as creativity, productivity, and spiritual growth. Mantak Chia, Taoist master and advocate of sexual energy cultivation.
Yes, sir. And look, don't think small-minded. Just because we're talking about semen retention doesn't mean we're talking about being celibate for life, all right? It's about going certain periods of time with intentional retention, holding your seed to complete a certain goal or just to maintain your energy, not to just be pouring out. Because you know we live in a culture where sex sells, and such a sexualized culture where there's no discipline, to where we don't be disciplined about our sexual urges and we just spill our seed everywhere and waste it. It's about not wasting your seed and using it to its highest benefit. See, if you actually valued yourself, you would see it this way. But having sex with someone who deserves you releasing that energy is completely fine. You know, you just don't want to just be constantly releasing your energy throughout your whole life.
As Balzac said, there goes another novel. Woody Allen as Alvy Singer, after having sex with Annie Hall. Why would one voluntarily choose to give up one of life's greatest pleasures? Why would one choose to give up the orgasm? Why would one choose to be celibate?
Now, family, there's another thing though. Ejaculatory orgasms is a real thing. You can still experience an orgasm without releasing your seed. It's just a divine practice, like people learn through Tantra and things like that, which is something I'm actually currently studying. I've been studying it for a while, but I've actually had ejaculatory orgasms. Yes, I'm spilling my business, but I've had ejaculatory orgasms in the past. It's just a difficult, at least I don't want to say it's difficult, but I'm gonna say it's difficult. A difficult task, a difficult thing to actually master, right? But then again, I've been taking my time with that, I guess you can say. I haven't been in a rush to master that. But, you know, you are supposed to release eventually, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But if you're the type of person who, like, just loves having sex, or you have a woman with a high sex drive, but you still want to hold your seed and you understand the science and the power behind it, ejaculatory orgasms could be a great technique for you.
Many spiritual traditions suggest celibacy as a way in which to optimize one's spiritual practice. To understand why this is so, we must first understand what is spiritual practice in its essence. If one is to make a commitment to celibacy, they must first become very clear on exactly why they are making that commitment. First,
intentional retention. Not because you want it, but you can't get it. I'm talking about setting the intention of why you're choosing not to.
We must come to the understanding that existence is fundamentally unsatisfying. That while we may achieve some level of satisfaction, it is always temporary and not lasting.
Ooh, that's very pessimistic. The optimistic Sagittarius in me did not like that.
We must come to the understanding that our greatest wish is to be happy. not temporarily happy, but eternally happy.
I agree.
It has been suggested by many spiritual masters, sages, saints, and gurus that the way to do this is to completely release all desire-motivated action, and instead use this freed energy for an unceasing inquiry into the nature of self. For it is the self that stands prior to existence, and thus free from it. It is the self that remains unaffected by life's ups and downs. It is the self that one ultimately recognizes as happiness itself. Thus, the essence of spiritual practice is to turn attention to its source. There's an old Zen story that goes like this. A Zen student said to Master Ichu, "Please write for me something of great wisdom." Master Ichu picked up his brush and wrote one word, "Attention." The student said, "Is that all?" The master wrote, "Attention, attention." The student became irritable. "That doesn't seem profound or subtle to me." In response, Master Ichu wrote simply, "Attention, attention, attention." In frustration, the student demanded, "What does this word attention mean?" Master Ichu replied, "Attention means attention." The great Indian sage Ramana Maharshi was once asked if he could summarize his teaching in one word. He also replied, "Attention." Attention to what? Attention to the source of attention. The source of attention, often called the self, is where freedom and happiness inherently lie. This is not something to be believed, however. This is something one discovers for themselves. Commonly, our attention is captured by the appearance of the world.
This is why I talk so much about distractions. What is a distraction implying? You're giving your attention to the wrong things. And that is why distractions are the only thing truly holding you back.
Most generally, we can say that it is held fast by three areas of functional desiring: money, food, and sex. We could also say that among these three areas, it is sex that for many has the tightest grip on attention. Therefore, if attention is freed from the realm of sex, this often translates into a great deal of attention being freed. Attention that can then be turned to its source. So far, this understanding of freeing attention from the realm of sex and turning it to its source applies, of course, to both males and females. It is fairly simple to understand how this might assist both males and females in their spiritual practice of turning attention to its source. However, in this video, we will focus on the ways in which males can achieve yogic and bodily regeneration through semen retention. This yogic regeneration, while not absolutely necessary to spiritual practice, can provide a very helpful optimum physical platform that can greatly assist one in their spiritual practice. The practice of turning attention to its source. Semen retention is a very ancient practice. For centuries, this has been a practice that utilizes the manipulation and circulation of sexual energy. At the core of almost all human endeavor lies the subconscious desire for successful procreation. This makes sexual energy not only a powerful source for vitality.
I had a feeling. Thank God I checked. Thank God I checked, family. We're only 4 minutes into the video. My goodness. Now I could put some images to replace that.
But for creativity as well. This open secret has been known and practiced for millennia by both spiritual and secular practitioners who have recognized its incredible transformative potential. The wisdom found in ancient Taoist and Tantric texts also point to the immense significance of controlling sexual energy. They teach the extraordinary capacity to channel this potent resource towards unparalleled success. Success not only in the professional, creative, and personal, but also in deep spiritual attainment. The great practical benefits of semen retention are in its physiological effects. Retaining one's semen nourishes the brain with phosphorus and zinc, amplifying creativity, clarity of thought, and problem-solving skills. Testosterone levels also increase building muscle, confidence, and even enhancing one's attractiveness.
And these are just pheromones. These are just the surface physical level benefits of it going forward.
This video will discuss the practical benefits of semen retention, also on how it might assist one in their spiritual practice. By the end of the video, we will offer a step-by-step program for the practice of semen retention and a guide on how to avoid or stop masturbation. In Chinese Taoist philosophy, semen contains a life essence known as Jing. It is Jing, which not only nourishes the body, but also is the link between the physical and spiritual realms. In Indian spiritual traditions like Tantra and Ayurveda, the preservation of semen aligns with conserving vital energy. This enhances both bodily health and one's progress to spiritual enlightenment. In all these spiritual traditions, it is
and that exactly why I first started to try semen retention. When I first did it, was the main thing I was looking out of it was I heard that it can help you spiritually grow, and that's what I'm all about. So that's why I first tried it. I didn't even really know about other benefits like that till later down the line. I learned more, but the spiritual benefits from semen retention, that's more so like you have to do a longer streak. You know what I mean? That to get those kind of benefits.
That the abstaining from ejaculation enables the redirection of sexual energy. By redirecting this energy correctly, one can cultivate elevated states of consciousness. This can often lead practitioners to greater mental clarity, emotional equilibrium, and a deeper connection to spiritual dimensions. In traditional Chinese medicine, this life force is termed qi. Hindu texts refer to it as prana. Qi and prana, though rooted in the subtle body, are also significant for the physical body too. Both these terms are very close correlates to the breath. The idea being that energy is ingested through the breath. However,
remember to breathe, family.
Further spiritual implications of qi and prana are profound. Semen retention is not only closely related to the concepts of qi and prana, but also to the Hindu-derived chakra system. The chakra system is a foundational aspect of Hinduism and Tantra. It understands the human body as an energetic system. That system comprises 7 main energy centers, or chakras, aligned along the spine. Each chakra is associated with specific physical, emotional, and spiritual attributes, representing various aspects of human consciousness and existence. Starting from the root chakra at the base of the spine and ascending to the crown chakra at the top of the head. It is these energy centers, chakras, that are said to regulate the flow of life force, the prana or qi. In many spiritual traditions, it is taught that the balanced and unobstructed circulation of energy through the chakras is necessary for spiritual enlightenment. Semen retention, or the building of unreleased sexual energy, activates the root chakra. By abstaining from ejaculation, one harnesses and accumulates energy in the root chakra. From the root chakra, this energy, known as Kundalini energy, moves naturally and effortlessly through all the chakras. This sexual energy, redirected from physical release, can now make its way to higher energy centers, more subtle and spiritualized chakras. This circulation and transmutation of energy through the chakras is said to facilitate not only spiritual growth, but also personal growth. These benefits include increased clarity, heightened intuition, and a deeper connection to higher states of consciousness. This redirected sexual energy can also have real creative and transformative potential. Individuals may find that they find increased inspiration, creativity, and a deeper connection to their life's purpose. These are all qualities recognized by many with the harmonious flow of life force through the chakras. This movement of sexual or life force energy through the chakras can even exceed these benefits. In fact, the activation of the root chakra and the coincident awakening of Kundalini energy can eventually lead to an ascension through all the chakras, culminating in the crown chakra. As it reaches the crown chakra, a divine merging occurs, a realization of a profound oneness with the universe. In other words, enlightenment. Thus, the simple act, though sometimes extremely difficult, of semen retention can initiate a journey that moves through breath, energy circulation, and bodily transformation.
See, what he's referring to is when he's talking about breath, energy transformation. The thing is, when you're holding your seed, right? He hit it right on the head where he said that is stored near your root chakra, right? Because that has a lot to do with your sexual, well, your sacral chakra, I mean. That has a lot to do with your sexual energy is stored in those lower chakras. So these exercises like breath work, prana, really like pranayama, these are exercises that are made to help you circulate that energy, move that energy, to keep it from being stagnant down there. Because you're not going to really be benefiting like that if the energy is always so stagnant down there. You feel what I'm saying? So this is an important part of semen retention. Sometimes people just hold their seed and they don't do anything with it. You know what I mean? Like, not only are they not doing anything with it, they're not moving the energy. Like, they might just not have sex, abstain for sex. And, you know, yeah, that can help you focus more because you already decided in your mind, like, all right, I'm not releasing until this time. Like, let's say you're going to do 3 months, right? I'm not releasing to the end of these 3 months. So, and within those 3 months, you've already made that decision. So now your mind will focus on other things that is not sexual based. And because of that, you may be able to move forward, but you're just gonna that energy is gonna pile up too much down there, and you're gonna just be ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a harder urge to fight. Not saying the beginning, the earlier stages isn't ever hard. Of course, we're sexual beings, especially if you're, depending on the person too, you know, depending on how sexual you are. But in order for you to really get those spiritual benefits, those power benefits, those manifestation benefits, the higher benefits of what they talk about, you gotta hold it for a long, not only do you have to hold it for a long period of time, you also have to circulate it, move it. You feel what I'm saying? Do something with it. Energetic wise, actual practices.
Self-evolution that culminates not only in spiritual enlightenment, but also in a personal creative vitality. In the West, the practice of semen retention finds its roots in the ancient principle of transmutation. This was a concept originating from the alchemical schools of thought during the Hellenistic period, a period spanning from the death of Alexander the Great in 323 BC to the rise of the Roman Empire around 31 BC. During this period, Greek philosophers deeply examined the mysteries of the Egyptian schools of thought. This gave rise to the amalgamation of Greek and Egyptian philosophies known as alchemy. Hermeticism, a philosophy developed from this fusion, documented the principles of alchemy. These principles were outlined in the Emerald Tablet. The Emerald Tablet was an ancient text of mystical teachings regarding the nature of reality. One of the principles found in the Emerald Tablet was the principle of transmutation. This was the concept of how one substance might be transmuted into another. Processes of transmutation could also be discovered within the human body. Pythagoras, a pre-Socratic Greek philosopher, believed that semen held vast alchemical properties. He believed that by conserving this vital fluid, rather than expending it wastefully, it was transmuted into expansive creative energy. Throughout history, many philosophers, successful individuals, leading thinkers and creatives, including Aristotle, Plato, Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton, and Beethoven, have all practiced semen retention. They all subscribed to Pythagoras' notion of transmuting semen into creative force. They believed that the creative life force within semen could be harnessed for applications well beyond its reproductive and pleasurable purposes. There is a scientific basis to what Pythagoras and the ancient alchemists believed. This can be found in the relationship between semen and the brain. The intricate connection between the brain and semen lies in the presence of chemicals like sodium, magnesium, lecithin, and notably phosphorus. The etymology of phosphorus means light bringer. This aligns with its fiery reaction as it stimulates the nervous system and serves as a vital component of both DNA and genetic material. By conserving semen rich in phosphorus, individuals retain the potential for generating fiery, active energy in the brain.
Family, don't let that go over your head. Look what he just said, family. We're not letting that go over our heads.
Scientific basis to what Pythagoras and the ancient alchemists believed. This can be found in the relationship between semen and the brain.
The relationship between semen and the brain.
The intricate connection between the brain and semen lies in the presence of chemicals like sodium, magnesium, lecithin, and notably phosphorus.
We got that, right?
The intricate connection between the brain and semen lies in the presence of chemicals like sodium.
The connection lies in the chemicals like sodium,
magnesium,
lecithin,
notably phosphorus.
And phosphorus. What does phosphorus mean? Why did they name it phosphorus? There's no such thing as coincidences, family.
The etymology of phosphorus means light bringer.
What did I tell y'all in the beginning of the video? Let me relax. This is just passion. Like, I'm like excited. This is my excitement. This is how I express my excitement. But I just told y'all, it's liquefied light. It's materialized light. Your semen is materialized light. Phosphorus literally means light bringer. Why did they name it this? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying must be true.
This aligns with its fiery reaction as it stimulates the nervous system and serves as a vital component of both DNA and genetic material. By conserving semen rich in phosphorus, individuals retain the potential for generating fiery, creative energy in the brain.
And all that is light itself.
Also triggers another fascinating response in the brain. The brain, recognizing the absence of ejaculations, will work to enhance mating potential. What does this mean? It means that the retained energy will be redirected by the brain into developing various creative abilities to make one more attractive to a mate.
And that's just the etymology of the science behind the human. And, you know, female nature, hypergamy, you know how, like, no girl wants a man who's a bum. And when I say a bum, I'm not talking money. I'm talking about a person who doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? Who doesn't have a purpose in some type of way. That could it could be purpose, it could be money, it could be many things. A woman generally is more attracted. That's why they're talking about to attract. Like, this is science, family. This is direct science. So that is why, you know, corn, what they call it, right? The P word is literally insane how that's a legal thing. Because it's literally destroying men. If men were taught to not masturbate, like, can you believe there's actually doctors that tell you that masturbation is healthy? If men were taught to not masturbate and release their seed and hold their seed and transmute their seed and their energy, do you know how much better of a society we would be?
Celibacy. The brain remains committed to the evolutionary drive for reproduction.
Because that's the thing. It's ingrained and it's in our nature. We're literally, the way we were designed, we're always going to have the desire to reproduce. On a physical level, the men usually resonate more on a physical level. Women resonate on a physical level as well, but anyone, and more so a woman, will resonate with that on a mental level as well. Just with baby fever. You have baby fever, it's just part of your science. You want to create that. It's part of who we are. So you being disciplined and telling your seed, no, we cannot release until it is a worthy time. It works with your brain. Your brain is automatically going to be like, all right, well, if we're not going to release until until we find a worthy reason to release, we're going to go attract that worthy reason.
Prompts the brain to enhance mating potential.
And a little secret to y'all, family, I 100% believe the day I met my soulmate, I was on 4 months of retention. Mind you, I was focused on me. I was focused on my spiritual growth. I was focused on my money. I was focused on my fitness. I was just focused on overall me. And I promise you, I know for 100% fact I manifested that woman. And I told her that too. I manifested you. She said she manifested me. We manifested each other. Your seed, and this is video, of course, is more so for the fellas, but your seed, it's an underrated tool. Let me just say that. It's an underrated tool in society.
Improvements in various aspects of an individual. This subconscious guidance can often initiate fierce motivation, drive, and the ability to take effective action. Scientific studies indicate that traditional success patterns often emerge in a male's 40s or 50s. This is simply because men at that age tend to shift their focus away from sexual pursuits and redirect that energy towards other areas of life. Perhaps the best evidence for this is the testimonials of successful men in various professions. They often express the great help and transformative power of refocusing sexual energy. Their experiences highlight the profound impact semen retention can have on unlocking potential, achieving success, and realizing one's full capabilities. The many benefits of semen retention are exceedingly obvious. However, as good as it all sounds, it can be extremely difficult to avoid ejaculation and orgasm, especially in the form of masturbation. In 2011, in response to this, the NoFap movement was born. The humorous slang term, fapping, represents the sound of masturbating. The NoFap movement extends beyond merely abstaining from self-pleasure. It also includes a commitment to refrain from watching pornography. The advantages attributed to NoFap closely mirror those associated with semen retention. NoFap suggests what it calls hard mode, which prescribes strict rules to help one avoid ejaculation and to retain one's semen. NoFap's hard mode has 5 rules. They are: 1. No porn or erotic images. 2. No masturbation or orgasm, even without porn. 3. No sex. 4. No lusting. 5. Follow these rules for at least 90 days. Practicing these rules for a minimum of 90 days can be very challenging. However, they can serve as an excellent foundation for reaping the rewards of semen retention much more rapidly. It is important to note, however, that none of these practices should be motivated by feelings of shame or guilt. Rather, abstention from masturbation should be practiced as a personal choice based on the benefits it provides.
Intentional retention.
Than as a response to societal or personal stigma.
Damn, I wonder how my girl's gonna feel when I tell her I want to do another retention streak. I am about to do another retention streak very soon, but I'm gonna still make sure she gets satisfied, if you feel what I'm saying. I basically touched on how you could do that. You feel me? With a little practice that helps you with ejaculatory orgasms. You feel me? But let me not get too personal with y'all, man. I don't know. I'm a private type of guy. But I don't know. Spirit kind of been pushing me like, yo, maybe I'm just meant to,
Embarking on a journey of semen retention parallels the challenge of launching a rocket into space. To propel a rocket beyond Earth's gravitational pull, copious amounts of energy are imperative. This energy acts as fuel, facilitating the escape from gravity and achieving escape velocity. However, once in the upper atmosphere or orbit, the journey becomes smoother. The analogy to semen retention lies in understanding the nature of this essential energy. Contrary to common misconceptions, the fuel for semen retention isn't merely rooted in willpower, determination, or punitive feelings like guilt and shame for past actions. Rather, it comprises 2 fundamental elements: conviction and the willingness to confront the discomfort accompanying the cessation of compulsive habits. Establishing conviction involves clarifying the reasons behind the pursuit of semen retention. The initial days of semen retention might present intense, almost overwhelming sensations of arousal, akin to a rocket ready to launch. However, recognizing this discomfort as a temporary and necessary part of the journey is pivotal. Embracing discomfort as a positive sign facilitates transmutation and eventual relief. In essence, semen retention mirrors the process of launching a rocket into space. The initial days pose the greatest challenge, requiring escape velocity, which arises from the synergy of conviction and the acceptance of temporary discomfort. Once this energetic escape is achieved, the journey unfolds with a host of expansive benefits utterly unique to semen retention. This perspective provides insight into the transformative power of enduring the initial discomfort for the profound rewards that await on the path of semen retention.
She
What a beautiful picture. What a beautiful song. Beautiful video. Nothing worth having comes easy, family. But we will definitely be diving deeper and more into the art of semen retention in the future. But for now, that's all for today. I love y'all.